Welcome back to my channel. Mysterious creatures society makes them out to be their human. Just like us, with predictable emotional triggers that, when pulled correctly, can make them think about you non-stop. Now, before you start whining about manipulation, I'm not talking about tricking or deceiving anyone. I'm talking about understanding human psychology and using it to your advantage. Too many men make the mistake, of chasing women like desperate puppies. They overpraise, overinvest, and over every move, hoping she magically notice them. That's not how it works. Women aren't wired to obsess over men who act like servants. They obsess over men who mack at them. Feel what intrigue, desire, curiosity, even frustration. Women become obsessed when you engage their emotions, not when you bribe them with attention and gifts. Here's the truth: most guys are too predictable. They put everything on theatable up front. There's no mystery, no challenge, no spark. Then they wonder why she loses interest so quickly. If you want a woman to obsess over you, you've got to flip the script. You need to stand out in a way that grabs her attention and keeps her guessing. In this video, share 7 psychological tricks that tap into her emotional wiring and you on her mind 24/7. These aren't gimmicks, they're era strategies that work because they align with how attraction and desire naturally function. If you're tired of being overlooked or left behind, pay attention. These tricks aren't just going to change how women see you, they're going to change how you see yourself. Let's get started. 1. Be scarce, not clingy. Be scarce, not clingy. Scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological tools in attraction. It's simple. People value what feels rare or hard to get. When you make yourself too available, you unintentionally lower your perceived value. Women, like anyone else, are naturally drawn to what feels exclusive or difficult to attain. If you want her to obsess over you, you must learn the art of being scarce without coming off as uninterested or rude. The first step is to stop overextending your. Many men think constant attention and availability will make a woman like them more. They text her all day, agree to every plan she proposes, and make it clear she's their number and a priority. While this might seem like a way to show interest, it often backfires. Instead of being flattered, she begins to take you for granted. After all, if you're always there, where's the excitement or challenge? Being scarce doesn't mean playing childish games or ignoring her to make her chase you. It means having your own life priorities and commitments that don't revolve around her. When chassis that your time is valuable and that you're not just sitting around waiting for her attention, it sends a strong message. You're a man with purpose. That's attractive. Scarcity also applies to communication. If you're always the first to text or respond immediately, you're not giving her tomato miss. You let the conversation breath her wonder about you. When you're not constantly in her face, she has time to think about you, and that's when you become more intriguing. It's important to note that scarcity isn't about neglecting her or being distant to the point of disinterest. It's about finding balance. Yawan to show her that you're interested, bed, not desperate. For instance, if she fights you out, don't always drop of everything to say yes. If you're genuinely busy, let her know you'll see her another time. This subtly your life doesn't revolve around her, and it makes the time you do spend together feel more special. Think a booty. This way, exclusive experiences, rare items, and limited opportunities are ways more desirable because they're not easily accessible. The same concept applies to you when you position yourself as someone who is selective about where you invest your time and energy. You naturally become more appealing. Finally, don't mistake scarcity for arrogance. The goal isn't to make her feel unimportant. It's to show her that you value yourself. When you carry yourself with some respect and demonstrate that you have a fulfilling life outside of her, you create an irresistible sense of intrigue. In the end, being scarce isn't about manipulation, it's about respect and your own value and encouraging her to recognize it too. When you master this balance, you'll find that women are not only drawn to you but can't stop thinking about you. To stay mysterious. If you want a woman to be with you, stop being an open book. Mystery is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools in attraction. It keeps her intrigued, jazzing, and eager to learn more about you. When she feels like she doesn't have fully figured out, their curiosity keeps her engaged. The biggest mistake men make is oversharing. Too early. You meet someone you like and suddenly, you're spilling your life story or struggles, your dreams, your past relationships, all within the first few conversations. While you might think this shows openness and vulnerability, it actually removes all the excitement of getting to know you. When there's no mystery, there's no intrigue. Keeping things mysterious doesn't mean lying or hiding who you are. It simply means spacing how much you reveal. For example, instead of answering every question in detail, give enough to satisfy the conversation without giving everything away. If she asks about your weekend, instead of listing every little thing you did, say it was great, did some interesting stuff, And leave it there. Let her ask follow-up questions if she wants to know more. Another key to mystery: ease and predictability. Don't be too predictable in your behavior. Response or routines. If she knows exactly one, you'll text what you'll say, and how y'all act, the excitement fades. Throw in a bit of variety maybe. Don't text her good night every single evening or suggest a spontaneous plan instead of sticking to the same routine. Mr. also applies to your ambitions and lifestyle. Have passions and goals that doesn't fully understand yet. If you're always working on something interesting, it creates the impression that your life is exciting and full of. When she sees you as someone with layers to uncovers, she naturally want to dig. Another way to stay mysterious is being calm and composed. Don't rush to explain yourself every time there's a misunderstanding or silence in the conversation. Let her sit with uncertainty. Sometimes it creates intrigue. A man who doesn't feel the need to over-clarify or over-communicate comes off as confident and self-assured at the same time. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or being distant to the point of frustration. You need to strike a balance, show interest, engage in meaningful conversations, and let her feel valued but leave enough unsaid that she wants to come back for more. Remember, mystery isn't about being complicated or confusing, it's about creating a sense of wonder. Let her feel like there's always more to learn about you. When you master this, you'll find that she's not just interested, she shook. 3 trigger emotions. If you trigger emotions, want a woman to obsess over you, focus on how you make her feel. Attraction isn't built on logic, it's built on emotion. Women don't obsess over the guy who ticks all the boxes on paper, they obsess over the guy who makes their hearts race and keeps them thinking about him long after the conversation ends. The problem with most men is they try too hard to impress women with achievement or status. While those things can help initially, they don't create an emotional connection. A woman needs to admire your success, but she won't obsess over it. She obsess over the feelings you evoke in her. So how do you trigger emotions? It starts with paying attention to her. Show genuine curiosity about her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. When you actively listen and respond in a way that makes her feel understood, she associates you with comfort and connection. This isn't about agreeing with everything she says, it's about showing her you care enough to truly her. Another way to trigger emotions is by creating shared experiences. Do something exciting or memorable together, like trying a new activity or exploring a unique spot in the city. Novel experiences release dopamine, a chemical linked to pleasure and attraction. When she feels excitement or joy in your presence, her brain associates those emotions with you. Playfulness is an anthropoful tool. Teasing her in a light-hearted way or sharing a laugh creates a bond that goes beyond surface level convenience. Humor, when used correctly, is one of the quickest ways to build an emotional connection. It lowers defenses. Let's cut the fluff. Women aren't the builds trust and keeps interactions. Angeli, on the flip side, don't shy away from showing emotional depth. Menomon, avoid discussing anything serious. Best. They think it's too heavy, but sharing a bit about your challenges or passions shows vulnerability, which creates a deeper connection. The key is balance. Don't turn every conversation into a therapy session, but don't be afraid to let her see their roman. Lastly, leave room for a bit. Often if every interaction is predictable, it becomes boring. Keep her guessing by occasionally surprising her a thoughtful message when she least expects it, a creative date idea, or even pulling back just enough to make her wonder what you're thinking. And it's about balance. You want her to find excitement, comfort, curiosity, and a sense of connection when she's around you. If you can make her laugh, keep her intrigued, and show genuine care, she'll not only want to be with you but also find it hard to stop thinking about you. For BB, unpredictable and tricked predictability is one of the fastest ways to kill attraction. If she can always predict what you're going to say, do, or feel the excitement to sappers, being predictable to stemmed mean being unreliable or irritated means keeping things fresh, engaging, just a little unexpected. Women are drawn to men who surprise them in ways that spark curiosity and excitement. Most men get this wrong by falling into routines. They text at these time every day, plan the same types of dates, and give the same compliments. While consistency is important in a relationship, too much of it in the early stages can make things too radical. Behavior is comforting but rarely exciting to keep her interested. Need to break the mold. For example, instead of always sticking to the same pattern of texting her good morning and good night, mix it up, skip a day, or send a funny or thoughtful message at a completely unexpected time. When you stop unpredictable, she starts wondering about you, what you're doing, what you're thinking, and when you'll reach out next. These keeps you on her mind. Unpredictability can also come in how you plan your time together. If she's used to dinner dates, switch it up with something spontaneous like a hike, a visit to an art exhibit, or even something quirky like an escape room. The goal is to create variety so she doesn't feel like she's in a loop. People remember experiences that stand out, and those memories are tied to you by. Doesn't mean you should play games or mess with her emotions here. Not trying to frustrate or confuse her instead. It's about avoiding monotony. For instance, if you always initiate, plan step back for a while and let her take the lead. If you're usually surprise her with humor. These subtle shifts keep interactions exiting gun predicky. Also applies to how you handle yourself emotionally. If you're always chasing her or agreeing with the very thing she says, you become boring. So many times challenge her opinions or leather. See that you have your own life and priorities. A man who stands his ground and doesn't cater to her every whim becomes more intriguing. Finally, balance is crucial. Too much unpredictability can come Aoife's instability, which is the key is to mix stability with moments of surprise. Be someone she can rely on, but who also keeps her guessing in a positive way. When you master the art of unpredictability, you not only maintain her interest but also create an emotional roller coaster that keeps her engaged. She won't be able to predict your next move, and that mystery will make her obsessed with finding out more. AB25 Radiator Day at Confidence. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. It's about arrogance or showing off. It's about knowing your worth and carrying yourself in a way that reflects it. Women are naturally drawn to men who project confidence because it signals strength, self-assurance, and leadership. The first step to radiating confidence is owning too many men fall into the trap of trying to become what they think a woman wants. They change their personality, agree with things they don't believe in, and bend over backward to gain approval. This behavior screams in. Confidence comes from being unapologetically yourself, your likes, dislikes, and values. When you own that, people respect you, including women. Confidence also means being comfortable in your own skin. You don't have to be the loudest guy in the room or the one making all the jokes. A quiet, composite confidence can be just as powerful. It's about how you carry yourself. Good posture, steady eye contact, and speaking with intention all convey self-assurance. Here's a practical example. Imagine you're out on a date, and waitress brings the wrong order. An insecure man might hesitate to say anything, not wanting to make a scene. A confident man would politely but firmly address the mistake, ensuring it's corrected without being rude. That small act shows leadership and self-respect, all traits women admire. Another key aspect of competence is indecisive. Women don't want to spend hours assuring, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" They want a man who can take charge and make decisions. For instance, instead of asking endlessly about where to eat, say, "I know a great place I think you'll love, let's go." They're taking the lead. Shows confidence, and most women find that incredibly attractive. Confidence also means handling rejection or setbacks with grace. If she's or something doesn't go your way, don't let it rattle you. A confident man doesn't take rejection personally. He knows his worth and understands that no variant will be a match. This resilience not only keeps you grounded but also makes you more appealing because it shows emotional maturity. However, confidence isn't just about how you act around women. It's about having a fulfilling life outside of her. Pursue your goals, hobbies, and passions. When you have something you're passionate about, it naturally boosts confidence and makes you more interesting. A man who is focused on his purpose is far more attractive than one who only focuses on chasing women. Radiating confidence is about knowing your worth, taking control of situations, and being true to yourself. When you project this kind of self-assured energy, you become magnetic and women can't help but be drawn to you. Confidence isn't a skill you learn overnight, but with practice, it becomes second nature, and it's one of the most powerful tools in your 6. Mirror her desires. Mirroring her desires is about understanding what she values, wants, and feels, then reflecting that in your interactions. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about paying attention and aligning your approach in a way that resonates with her. This subtle technique creates a sense of connection and makes her feel like you truly get her. The first step is listening. To often men focus on impressing women without taking the time to understand what they're actually looking for. Listen to the little things she says about her goals, interests, and preferences. For example, if she mentions she's passionate about fitness, showing interest in that area even if it's not your primary focus can create common ground. Ask her about her favorite workouts or share a story about your own experience with fitness. Mirroring doesn't mean copying every thing she does or says. Instead, it's about finding overlaps in values and reflecting her energy. If she's upbeat and playful, match her tone with humor and lightheartedness. If she's reserved and thoughtful, take a more serious and considerate approach. When your energy lines with hers, she naturally feel more comfortable and connected to you. This technique also applies to physical mirroring. Subtly mimicking her body language can create a subconscious sense of rapport. For instance, if she leans forward during a conversation, lean forward slightly as well. If she's relaxed, don't be overly stiff or formal, just make sure it's natural and not forced. If she notices, it could come off awkward. Another way to mirror her desires is by supporting her ambitions. Let's say she's working on a big projector, striving toward a personal goal. Acknowledge and encourage her efforts. When she feels that you're on her side and rooting for her success, it strengthens the bond between you. However, mirroring her desires doesn't mean abandoning your own identity. You're not there to be her clone or a yes man. The key is to blend compatibility with your. Show her you have your own life values and goals while still being attentive to what she cares about. For example, if she's into traveling and you're not as experienced in it, express genuine interest by asking about her favorite trips or sharing a desire to explore new places together. Again, mirroring her desires creates a give and take dynamic. It shows her that you value her individuality while still maintaining your own. This balance of understanding and authenticity makes her feel connected to you on a deeper level. When done correctly, this technique not only strengthens attraction but also builds the foundation for a meaningful and lasting connection. Finally, BTBA, the prize. The final and perhaps most important psychological trick is to position yourself as the prize. This isn't about arrogance or thinking you're above anyone. It's about knowing you're above and carrying yourself with that quiet confidence that says, I bring value. The table women are naturally drawn to men who have their lives together and don't desperately seek validation to be the prize. You need to focus on yourself first. Build a life that you're genuinely proud of, a life full of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. It's pursuing your career, your hobbies, or staying physically and mentally healthy. Banked prize starts with becoming the best version of yourself. When you do this, you don't need to chase anyone because your energy will naturally draw people to you. Being the R also means setting standards. Don't tolerate disrespect, flakiness, or behavior that doesn't align with your values. Too many men let women walk all over them because they're afraid of losing their attention. A man who knows his worth doesn't settle for less than he deserves. When you hold yourself to a high standard, others will naturally do the same. Women find men irresistible when they feel like winning their attention is an achievement. That doesn't mean playing games or being cold. It means letting her work a little to earn your time and affection. For example, don't always be the one to initiate contact or plan every date. Let her invest in you as much as you invest in her. Remember, this is about mutual respect and value. It's not about putting her down to lift yourself up. When you treat her with respect while maintaining her own standards, you create a dynamic where she sees you as someone worth having in her life. Now let me leave you with this. Women are incredibly intuitive, can tell when a man values himself and when he's just faking it. So don't treat to act like the prize. Be the prize. Work on yourself. Stay consistent and watch how the dynamic shifts. If you've got experiences or insights about these psychological tricks or even moments where things didn't go as planned, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you've navigated relationships and what's worked for you. Thanks for watching. And remember, relationships should enhance your life, not control it. See you next time.